What did the What did the film review from watching?
There was a lot to look at, both sides of the basketball. Offensively, our ability to play a little bit faster, create extra possessions within that game. Defensively, being able to keep them off of the offensive glass, our ability to sit down and guard our yard in a lot of the areas. But there was also a lot of cleanup we need to take care of. Just making sure we do a lot of that without fouling, and making sure we're communicating at a high level as there are guys getting beat to the basket.
Jaylen Brown said last night that the physicality out there he said it's not starting to look like basketball, and he said if you guys have to fight in the second round, that's something to do. What do you make of those comments and that reaction from somebody like him?
Well, just like we talked about with our guys in there, it's playoff basketball. It's going to be physical, and you expect that. So that's part of what we know a playoff series is. It's a physical basketball game.
You look at, you mentioned it yesterday, the job that Gary did. I know the scoring may not be there, but how valuable in a game with so few possessions and the physicality that we're seeing in this series, how valuable has this been?
I think it's been so important and so critical to what we're doing. Again, it doesn't show up in the numbers, but there's possessions that you see that there's a tap out on offensive rebound. There's a big steal down the backstretch, when he guards Peyton Pritchard one-on-one. Those little things don't always show up on the stat sheet with the scoring, but it's those little small plays that in a low possession game can help you out a ton.
Obviously, you're gonna need points to win games, but to get those kind of like gritty efforts, when you talk about the plays on the margins, how valuable is that to have multiple guys in making those plays, whether it's Gary, whether it's AB, getting outside.
Those were gigantic. Yeah. It's the small plays. Those are the things. Those are winning plays. Those 50-50 basketballs. How can we continue to win those battles is going to be key for us.
Kind of along that by-committee approach, when you're able to deploy the defensive lineup, close out a game, that also provides spacing like Gary, KCP in front. How much does that help you, especially when you're potentially playing with a lead to close out a game for those type of guys?
No, it was huge. The ability to switch, multiple pick and rolls. Guys can sit down and guard, and their positioning, having the space on the floor to allow our guys to get downhill to attack in order to find the spray outs to the right guys at the right time. But just having room on the floor with the shooting, as well as guys that can sit down and guard multiple positions.
Jamahl, I mean, history doesn't win basketball games, buildings don't win basketball games, but, the Celtics haven't won at the Kia Center since 2022. And you guys have won all your playoff games here with this current leadership. What is it about the Kia Center that gives you guys that kind of confidence?
Our fans, this crowd, I can't say it enough. Our fans and that crowd last night was unbelievable. The energy that building provides, the fans that have the support, how they come and cheer us on and get the energy going when we're getting big time stops or making a big shot. You can just feel that atmosphere. It is something special, the way that our community has gotten behind us in order to keep propelling us to wins at home.
Last night during postgame, I mean, you weren't there, but the guys who came and talked to us, they were, I don't want to say subdued, but they were not celebratory. Why is that?
We haven't done anything. What are we? And I say this, as nicely as possible. We're celebrating what we're supposed to be doing, taking care of home court. And so there's no real reason to celebrate when you're just doing the job that you're supposed to do. Now, when the team takes a road win, and that's when that's when it really starts. But us being able to take care of home is what's necessary. You don't want to celebrate what you're supposed to already do.
Is that part of the resolve and confidence that this team wants to show?
Yeah, I gave the guys a little example in there about what, certain guys that used to score touchdowns. I think it was Barry Sanders would score touchdowns, and he never celebrated, it didn't seem. He would just drop the ball, hand it to the referee, walk off, because that's what he expects to do. When you expect to do something, you're not surprised when it happens. And so our guys need to continue to keep that mentality of this is how we expect to play, this is what we expect to do, and if we play this way, the results, good, bad, we can understand what we need to do, and then you live with it from there.
What then do you guys need to do then to win Game 4 tomorrow and send the series back to Boston?
And I think it's cleaning up some of the turnovers that happen. Being able to continue to share and move the basketball, defend the right way without fouling. I think it's repeating some of what we did last night, but also finding the adjustments that they may make and recognizing them right away.
You guys still fully healthy?
Yes, we are.
saw AB kind of take a little bit and look like it was like favorite.
Yeah.
Like at one point,
Everything checked out. Yep.
What was going into that coach's challenge on the play involving AB? Did you have any indication that maybe possibly he had any contact with the Celtics player on that?
There was a little indication, but I thought he had gotten it clean enough that it wasn't going to go into that realm. But that's okay. You know, that's part of, you know, he did a great job picking up full court, which is exactly what we need him to do, asked him to do. And I thought he got a great hand on the basketball. And sometimes you see that coming because you know they can override it with the foul, and you know that's what happened there.
Do you feel like how much more comfortable was he last night than he was, say, in game one?
I thought AP was great last night. I thought he did an unbelievable job of setting the tone as soon as he checked in the game, picking up full court, changing the game, defensively getting stops, steals to get out, get easy baskets that we've talked about, those small margins, and then offensively just looking to be aggressive, attack the basket, making the quick, right, simple play.